Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lost Love Stories, where we share the beautiful, messy, and real journeys of love and loss. I'm Pam Baker, your host, and I'm really, really honored to have Tiffany Mourning with us here today. Tiffany has a pretty, um, very important story that I've been really looking forward to sharing, although not looking forward to it because we just said I'm probably going to be an emotional disaster, and I usually keep my shit together so well on these, but whew, she's going to talk with us and share her love story with her husband Justin, and what you know the magic and love, and oh my god, I just love looking back at your videos on Facebook. I never got the chance to meet him because of course we met through just being widows.
Just being
Uh,
widows.
and kiddos. I'm really excited to get to learn more about him and definitely hear your love story and talk about the loss, but also talk about the really, really, truly impressive um, journey that you've been on to heal. See, I'm already gonna cry. Good God. Um. Anyway,
Uh,
welcome.
don't cry yet, because I don't
No.
want to cry yet.
Oh God.
I don't even have tissue because I don't believe in them. I just use my phone.
Oh. I just pulled it out when we're like pre-talking because I'm like, I never use it, but here we are. Anyway, welcome,
Thank
Tiffany.
you.
Thank
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be able to be his voice and share a lot about him. Gosh, we were married May 12th, 2007.
you.
And we met originally because he was taking a picture of us at a Halloween party where I looked ridiculous. I was dressed as a cheerleader with purple hair, and my friend was Slash from Guns N' Roses, and we just
Oh,
looked
nice. Mhm.
so silly. But I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Mhm.
Totally, immediately, like, just like he is so fine.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm saying he is because he is. Yeah.
oh, he is, yeah. He was a handsome man.
Mhm.
And we didn't really see each other again until a New Year's Eve party that same year. And he was actually looking at two of us, deciding which one to go for. And
Hey.
I was the lucky girl that went out. um,
Awesome.
but he didn't get my number. And it was like, early 2000s, 2006. And uh, technology is not where it was. And
No.
so we kind of just, he was asking around and ultimately like found my number and we connected again and he asked me out on our first date. This is a wild story. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I was young and impulsive, absolutely ridiculous. Um, so we went for Valentine's Day and like I had a very young son at the time and I didn't really fully like want my parents to know I was like dating because
Uh-huh.
I was a young mom, so I was 19 when I had my son. So I was like 20 when we met.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, we have to go after Valentine's Day because I can't.
It's that obvious.
So stupid. But we went to Joe Rogan, and I don't know if for those you don't know, he used to do Fear Factor, and
Okay.
he's a comedian and leaves no stone unturned. Like he hits on everything, and so you're awkwardly sitting with this person who you don't know whether it's appropriate to date or not date, or
Uh-huh.
laughing at these jokes because it's just
Yeah, you don't know their vibe yet.
you don't know their value.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But it was so fun. But the crazy part is, like, I decided that day to go get my eyebrow pierced, and so on my first date, we went and got my eyebrow pierced, and he probably thought I was, like, a lunatic,
Yeah.
um, but crazy enough that he wanted to keep me around,
Uh-huh.
so
You're like testing him, like going
I
all in
know,
on the test.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Here I am," and I just can't believe he asked me out again, so but I'm grateful he did, right?
Yeah.
Um, it was so instant, like, felt a little bit like He was a little bit older. He was like 8 years older than me. He had a 8-year-old. So I had
Okay.
like a little, I don't even know if Hayden was 1 yet, but like a 1-year-old and an 8-year-old. He was 8 years older. I was white. This is the first, person of color I've ever really
Oh,
dated.
wow.
Yeah, and so didn't know how that would go over, and it just I was like, but I couldn't stop. Like, we were so infatuated and so
God.
in love, like, from the get. And from there it was every day, like, he'd be at work sending me love poems, and we'd talk till 3 in the morning, and um it was just constant, like, it was immediate. And so um we had a pretty quick, you know, time together
Mhm.
before we got engaged. I remember he was um, helping my parents renovate a house, and we were all over there working on the house. And um, I got sent off to the hardware store to go pick something up. So me and my brother's girlfriend went to the hardware store, and he asked my parents' permission to marry me. And when I got back, he was gone, and I was like, "Where'd Justin go? What's going on?"
Mhm.
Um, and he disappeared for like 4 hours. And so I was like, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
so not like him. He comes back later in the evening and had found out that his mom had been diagnosed with lung cancer,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was pretty serious. And so he was just devastated. And so I remember we spent the night. I knew nothing of the engagement yet. Spent the night just like hanging low. Decided to go to Blockbuster
Back in
because
the day
that's what you did in 2006.
before Netflix and chill, it was a
Yes.
Blockbuster and chill.
And we're in the checkout line, and they had the magazines
Mhm.
too, like very, very early 2000s
Yep.
vibes.
Love a Blockbuster.
Um, and there was a bridal line, and we'd already been talking about getting married and different things, so it wasn't like a shock. But he's like, pick one out. And I'm like, your mom just got this
Yeah.
terrible
Yeah.
news. You got this terrible, like, we shouldn't be like being excited about getting married, right? Like, it felt totally wrong. He's like, just get it. And so I did, and we go back, and I didn't feel good either. Like, I don't know if it was the stress, but
Mhm.
ultimately, like, he ran to the store to get me bubble bath, to run me a bath,
Uh-huh.
even on his worst day, and
Yeah.
then brought roses and then proposed. And it was the
Oh
sweetest,
my God.
most intimate, special proposal.
Wow.
I bawled my eyes out. He bawled his eyes out. And, like, it was really unexpected. Not the big fireworks, but it was just utterly perfect for
Yeah. Oh,
us.
I love that. That's insane. It's insanely cool. As you're talking about your him helping renovate your parents' house, what were your parents thinking? Were they like, "What in the hell? What's happening here?" Or did they automatically love him? Like, what was their vibe?
I think, I had my son already. I think there was concerns about the impact on him. It was just not, it was a little foreign to them. But they quickly turned around. Like, and honestly, my mom passed right before he did. And I have pictures of him walking her around the memory care center, and she just loved him at the end. Like, they were just cute little buddies, and it was so sweet.
I love that.
So it was, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
it was like, what's going on? And then they were really like, this is a really
Yeah.
good band.
They could
Yeah.
probably see it. I mean, I'm sure. I can't even imagine the 2 of you in person because I've just seen, like, the videos and stuff. I love the stuff that you post on Facebook and everything, and you can see it. You can see it in all of the videos and pictures that you guys have together, like, it's very obvious. So I'm sure your parents were like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do here? You can't deny it."
No,
Yeah, yeah.
no, no. Yeah. No, it was just, we were locked in, and we were so broke at the time too, but we just figured it out. So that was like September timeframe, and then we got married the following May.
Okay.
Um, his mom was pretty sick, but she made it to the wedding, and I
Oh,
think that was the most special
yeah.
special thing. We have some of the best pictures of her and
Mhm.
him together, and they got
Aw.
to do the mother-daughter dance, or gosh, mother-son
Yeah.
dance. And I like just bawled my eyes out, right?
Mhm.
Like I just, ugh, yeah,
Yeah.
so
Wow,
special.
that
So
is
the
really
first year really was like chaos, planning a wedding, and then she passed that November, and so
okay.
it started that stint of hospital stays, hospice, and I was catapulted into like single momhood because he was taking care of his
Uh,
mom. Now I have a 9-year-old and an almost 3-year-old, and I'm like, hmm,
yeah. Wow.
this is what I jumped into, huh?
Higher on that one while also managing an illness like that,
Hmm.
that automatically consumes a large part of your family when you have
Yeah,
someone
it
close
does.
circle. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just goes again to like show, everything that's strong and worth it is kind of forged in that fire. Like, I think all of those tests through life, and I hate this, like, when I heard this after he died, it was the most annoying thing. But
Yeah.
like, it really like does make you stronger. And for us, it made us a stronger couple partnership. Like, you know, I was able to be there for, the worst time of his life. And I think that grew our intimate connection even closer at that point. So,
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, having you as a person who could step in and help with his daughter when where would she have been in all of that, you know? She would have been lost and confused, and that's a hard age. It's a vulnerable age because 'cause you're old enough to see what's going on and feel the emotions of it all, and then without
yeah.
feeling like you're left on the side, she had you to.
Yeah, and her mom's incredible too, and she has a great support system. So, but when she's over at her dad's, I think that was definitely helpful. And I just love her so much. But yeah, it was a lot for everybody, I think, at the
Mhm.
time, and I think we all did the best we could and
Yeah,
supported each other through it.
yeah, yeah. Wow, that's an intense start to a
We
relationship.
don't do things like low key.
Wow.
We go all in on all of it.
Yeah, wow. And then you guys were you in Colorado then?
Yeah. So after that, we bought our first house together and we stayed there through 2015.
Mhm,
Our daughter went to college and our son was in sixth grade when we finally moved to Georgia. And so, every winter we'd go snowboarding for a week and
mhm,
had a condo up in Breckenridge. And those were like our favorite weeks. We did that usually around his birthday as kind of his
mhm.
birthday trip. He taught both the kids to ski and snowboard.
That's
And so
awesome.
that's always been super special to our family. Um, yeah, and Colorado was great. His family was there, my family was there. Um, we were both kind of driving up in our careers, and what kind of finally led us to move was, we wanted to be around for Tinley. And so when she moved to college, um, in New York, we had a little more wiggle room.
Mhm,
And he got a promotion. And so we went on one of his president's club and he got connected um, to the vice president of the East Coast, and he really wanted him over there. So
okay.
we did it. Like we took the jump, and I am so grateful for that. I think everyone should move out of their small town at some
Yeah,
point. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I,
Just
it's a,
experience a different way of
mhm.
life.
And
Yeah,
it's totally different from Colorado and Atlanta. I
mhm,
mean, night and day. It's
yeah,
totally different. And again, like we moved just the two of us, the three of us,
mhm,
no family, no friends.
yeah,
I was now working remote, so I was not going into an office meeting
yeah,
people. I was alone trying to raise a kid, and he's trying to network. And it was hard. I cried
mhm.
in the mashed potatoes on the first Thanksgiving, and you know,
Like, what did
all
we
the
do?
fun things that happened.
Yeah,
But it
wow,
grew us closer again.
mhm,
And so I think, just the hard stuff is where those
yeah,
relationships really build.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Wow, and that was what year?
Oh gosh, 2015.
2015. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So everything's good. Your son what's your son's name?
Hayden.
Hayden, yeah, okay, that's right. He's doing well, and he acclimated to Georgia living.
Oh, yeah. So we originally were renting like in Johns Creek because we just
Mhm,
didn't know. So we started out at Johns Creek, but then we moved to Alpharetta. And
okay,
so he still has really good friends through Johns Creek. That's where
mhm,
like a core of our friends still
okay,
reside.
mhm,
Um, but then we moved to Alpharetta and like it's crazy they're so close together, but Alpharetta's this own incredible place.
totally.
Like I have no idea it existed like it did until we moved there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, the Avalon downtown, it's so
Yeah,
stinking fun." You know, Hayden played sports, so we met friends through sports.
mhm,
He was really good at baseball. We got really into baseball and travel, and that's kind of how we spent
fun.
a lot of
Mhm,
our
yeah,
time,
it
you
does
know,
take over your
middle
time. Mhm,
school, high school.
yeah,
And then we discovered Lake Lanier and Justin, oh my gosh, fell in love. So we
mhm.
got our boat
Oh my
and
god.
he was like the happiest I've ever seen him. Like,
Yeah.
I just have a picture of him going like this when it was delivered, and I just love it. So we had a lot of fun on the lake. We were able to introduce some of our friends to it, and they got boats, and
Oh my god.
yeah, it was just
You're like
fun.
you're like my though you are my kind of people. That's us.
Yeah,
Like we go Breck is one of our favorite places with our family. We my husband got us going out west every year for
amazing.
ski/snowboarding. We have a lake
Mhm.
house. Lake living is a huge part of our life. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a happy place.
so a happy place.
Uh-huh.
Happy place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin always loved water. Anytime we were at the pool, oh my gosh, he'd pretend drown every time.
Oh my god.
It was so he's such a child sometimes, and I
Mhm.
absolutely love it when it comes out, but, the ocean, which is kinda how I moved where I moved, the lake, all of it, he was in love with. It was just
Yeah.
so healing for him,
Mhm.
so I learned to love it all too.
Yeah. Yeah. You went
Yeah.
along for the ride. That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then things got, like, kinda hard during COVID, I think,
Mhm.
for, like, everybody. I don't think we're unique to that,
Yeah.
like, um,
True.
he started working from home. We had gotten our house in Alpharetta, and Hayden was home, I was home, but then we just had, like, life hit us left and right. Like, my mom got diagnosed with dementia, my dad had, like, triple heart surgery, and so she couldn't take care of him, so I had to leave for a couple months to, like, take care of them, and it got hard for him and Hayden to just function kinda
Mhm.
ongoing. Um, and it like, at the time, I also went through a friend breakup, which was so
Mm.
painful.
Yeah.
Um, but he just never let me down, like, even when I was in Colorado and I'm freaking out over my dad or, like, frustrated with my mom because she's doing crazy things, he
Yeah.
was just always a phone call away and would
Yeah.
talked me through it. Like, he was the ultimate optimist in
Wow.
life, and where
Mhm.
I'm more on the pessimistic side,
Yeah.
he just was always optimistic. So he'd always have encouragement, um, like, "It's gonna be okay," like, he'd always get me through, and he really helped me get less pessimistic through the years and more
Yeah.
positive. Yeah.
I think too that's one thing that people don't really think about too when you lose your partner like that. You think about all the ways that there's absence, the empty chair, the
Ugh,
who does the man chores around the house and all that. But it's those moments like I've always been a more of emotional person and emotional in a hot-headed way, and so I get fired up, and John was like the voice of reason. Literally, everybody called him the voice of reason, and he could just be like, "Calm me down," and just like, "Think about this logically," and in a way that didn't totally piss me off. Like, "Don't tell me." I mean, sometimes it
right.
did. "Don't tell me what to do," but
Sometimes it does, yeah.
yeah, but just to really be that diffusing factor in your life, and those are the things that nobody really
Mhm.
thinks about. That loss in your life is a really big
Yeah,
freaking loss. Just having
yeah.
that person be able to know you well enough to know, just, like, take a deep breath, calm
Mhm.
down, come back to
Yeah, they
center.
know the way you tick and know how to, like,
Yeah.
fix it
Yeah.
without
it.
You need a
Yeah, speak
jackass
for your
about
shit
it.
on your phone. Then say something you shouldn't have said to
Mhm.
somebody. Yeah.
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 So, like, I definitely think about that. Yeah, it is. I miss it a
Mhm.
lot. I had started a new job right before like 3 days before he died. I
Wow.
started. But while I was interviewing, like, he would sit in the room and listen to me interview,
Oh my
and
god.
he'd be like, "Babe, babe, say this," and, like,
That's amazing.
I'm like, "Shut up, like, I'm fine."
I'm trying to focus.
But, yeah, in meetings and stuff, he's like, "You did such a good job." Like, he
Mhm.
was the ultimate
Mhm.
cheerleader, and it was just
Cheerleader.
like,
Yeah.
"Dang, I had someone every day telling me my butt looked good, and I don't get that."
That's right. God, where's that?
Where is that?
God, where is that? Well, I love the, again, I sound like a Facebook stalker for you, but,
No,
one of my
you're
favorite things you ever posted was your I think it was like didn't you do, like, COVID piano sessions? Like, I
I
just
we
remember, like,
did.
you
We
guys
were so
video was it was
ridiculous. Yeah.
hilarious, like, so awesome.
I called him our drunk recital. Um,
I mean, literally, you guys just looked like you had so much fun
we
together.
did.
Just
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was just like a all the time.
I
Like dance parties and the piano recitals and all the like so yeah, tell me some of those or share with us like your favorite memories like that. I mean,
my gosh.
there's I mean, a million of them, I'm
A
sure.
million. Like, where do you even start? I was actually going through videos this morning.
You were.
I woke up at 4 for this, not on purpose, but,
Uh-huh.
mm, yeah, so I had a little cry session earlier today.
Okay, in preparation.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, he truly was my best friend,
Mhm.
and I was his. And I think we would get told that all the time. Like, it wasn't just something I feel like everyone says,
People say
"Oh,"
that, like, "I married my best friend." Rah, rah, rah. Yeah,
but, like, for us, it truly was, like, we
that's
just
amazing.
we traveled together. Like, we don't really wanna hang out like, um, yeah.
That's it truly is unusual. I actually made an anniversary post one time, I just thought of this, and it was maybe for our 20th anniversary or something, and I was like, "No, you're not my best friend," because it always annoyed me when people would say, "I married my best friend," and a lot of people do just say that, right? But for me, this thing is popping up on my screen, it's annoying me. For me, I was like, "You're not my best friend. I have best friends." I literally wrote that in a Facebook post, which sounds terrible, but he wasn't. He was, we obviously had a great friendship, but my girls are my best friends. So you to
Yeah.
have your partner really truly be your best friend is, I think that's unusual. Like
Yeah.
that's like a
I mean,
rare gift.
from what I've seen too, I
Mhm.
wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, we would have dance parties. He would record himself in the car to my favorite songs and sing them to me and send them to me.
God.
The piano recital is so special to me now.
Mm.
I think it was The Scientist by Coldplay, and it's pretty haunting, but really beautiful. And there's a point in there where it says, um, "Tell me you love me and come back and haunt me." And the lights in my room change at
Wow.
that exact moment.
Oh,
And it
wow.
was taken during COVID, and I'm just like, "What?" Like, that's crazy.
That
That's
is
really crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Um, but
Wow.
who knew, right? Like, the meaning of that song has changed so incredibly for me.
Mhm.
Um, but it's one of the funnest things we look back at. And we always talked about kind of doing our own little podcast or YouTube.
Yeah.
We're ridiculous and like have no
I'm
filter
sure it would have
or
been fun.
truly any care in the world, right? Like, we'll just do whatever. Wagon Wheel also, like, we loved live music. And I remember we got in a fight because we were at a baseball tournament and Wagon Wheel came on and he wouldn't dance with me. And I was like, why? He promised every time that song came on, he would dance with me going forward. And he
Uh-huh.
did. And so every time, no matter where we were, he'd get up and we'd
Oh
dance for a
my
bit. And it was just like, so sweet.
love that. Well,
Yeah.
I got to be there for the 1 year of his
Mhm.
memorial. And that just reminded me, yeah, because the guy that was there singing played Wagon
Yeah.
Wheel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
just such a joyful song. And
it
like,
is.
I don't know. Uh, just when we moved to the South, we try to become as Southern as we could. And this one just
Embrace,
like talked about
embrace.
coming from the North down.
Love it.
Yeah. And we would go to Truck and Tap and like
Mhm.
sing at the top of our lungs. And I mean, even the last night of his life, we were out, we went to Truck and Tap, we went dancing, we do karaoke. Like, we
Oh my
don't
god.
care.
Yeah,
Like, we're just gonna
do
go
it.
have fun. Yeah.
That's also unusual because people get so, like, caught up in looking silly or what do
Yeah.
people think? Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking
He'd
love that.
always put the beads on at Mercantile, the little plastic ones. I'm like, you don't have to wear those every time, like,
Like, yeah, dude.
yeah. So we just, we play golf together, we cornholed, we play cards on our patio with our dog and
Mhm.
just cook at home. And, I played piano on a Sunday football and he'd mute the TV and watch his football and just listen to me play. And
Oh.
my favorite my favorite moments with him were in the morning.
Mm.
And every morning he'd get up first, let the dog out, go get my iced coffee he'd make for me, grab my laptop, and we'd sit in bed with our laptops talking,
Mhm.
watching the news, kind of slow rolling our day. And it was every single day. Like, even if he was mad at me, he'd get my coffee. Like, it never failed. He was
That's really good.
constant.
Oh my god.
And it was just our time to like catch up, talk
Mhm.
about our dreams, plan. He'd want a budget at 6 a.m., which is like kind of off
Yeah.
limits.
Let
It's
the
a little too early to talk about Monday.
Yeah. Let the cat
Um,
yeah. That is really, a pretty amazing way to start a day, actually.
mhm.
Instead of, like, jumping out of bed frantic, like, racing, blah, 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 just, like, chill the F out and ease on
Right?
into
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
it was perfect. It
That's
was
awesome.
perfect. Yeah, I loved our time.
Yeah.
It was really good. He took
Wow.
really good care of me.
It sounds like you did.
Yeah.
Um, okay, before we get into the next part, which, is never easy, but, um, you said, you had somebody to tell you, you had a good butt every day. What are some other I mean, you've given me already some examples, but I feel like I wanna hear more. Ways that he, like, just really made you feel so special and so loved.
So I get asked a lot, as part of some of my healing, I need a safe spot. And one of my favorite places to go to in my mind is we'd be on a Sunday afternoon at Lifetime in their pool, and he'd
Mhm.
float me. He would just sit there, and I'd hold his neck, and he would just float me around the pool.
Oh my god, I love that. I lo Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Um,
represents so much in just that. Again, like, taking care of you, being fully relaxed, fully at ease. Someone's got you, "I got you, boo." Like, that whole vibe is all wrapped up
mhm.
in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um, he was always like a protector. Okay, this is a kind of so when we were first dating, we went on a camping trip with like 50 people.
Wow.
And I shouldn't have gone because I was super sick. We were late getting up there. It was dark. We'd forgotten a lantern. We're setting up in the rain, and it was just disastrous. So someone lent us a gas lantern. Well, next day I still feel like crap. Like I had bronchitis at the end of it. Um, and we're going to the hot springs. And I was like, you have to put the cooler in the tent. And he's like, why? I'm like, so the bears don't get it, obviously.
Mhm.
So he does, soaks our tent, floods everything. So he goes into town, takes them to the laundromat, dries them out, hangs the gas lantern so it warms up the tent for me, and starts a forest fire. Literally, we're like at the fire pit, and then we see this giant glow. I'm like, is that our tent? And
Oh
then
god.
the flames are like tree level. I'm like,
Oh my
oh my gosh, like this cannot be
oh my
happening.
god.
So everyone's running over. No one can figure out how to like put it out. I'm running the other way because I don't want to watch him get blown up. Uh, and he's just running toward the fire, and they eventually get it out. But it was like that
Wow.
kind of stuff all the time. He drove to Statesboro, which is 4 hours away, because I left my purse there.
Oh,
He
wow.
drove the next day round trip to go pick my purse up and back and let
Oh,
me stay
wow.
home.
Oh my
Uh, yeah. After the loss of my mom, like he was there the whole time, held me, let me cry, took me on a retreat
God.
um, for a weekend just so we could rest and relax.
Mhm.
Like I just can't even name all the ways he was just
Yeah.
so
You
special
just
to me.
care
Like
amazing.
it just
Yeah.
was constant. It was constant. Like I like to tell people he was obsessed with me.
Mhm. Mm.
Um, but yeah, every time I got my hair done, even if he was on a work call, I'd walk in and he'd be like,
Ah.
and I would show my hair and he'd be like,
Oh my
like,
god.
yes.
Well,
So
yeah, because that's another example where most guys are you're like, "Do you notice anything different?"
he knew and he like loved it. We'd go get pedicures together. Like he just did all of the things. He was
Some
such a good guy. Yeah, he was
yeah,
a great partner.
just, like, super thoughtful and super aware. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
yeah.
Okay. Are we ready?
Are we ready? Let's do it.
Alright.
All right.
Right. So, um, obviously, we haven't gotten into the final day. So, how did that day start?
Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna start a week before
Okay.
because um he had taken me to Italy for my birthday, and 1 week prior, it was a Wednesday night, we landed back in the US,
Uh-huh.
and the first news story I saw was the Appalachia school shooting
Oh, yeah.
near Windsor.
Yeah.
As I sat in the international waiting for our Uber.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is the
Great.
first
Yeah.
thing you see when you step into the
Great.
States.
Welcome
And
back. Mhm.
for whatever reason, probably because that's the closest shooting, like, to mine,
Us. Yeah,
but I
that
really relate a lot my progress with them, their court stuff, like, and
uh,
it's totally different, but um, it's just a part of
mhm.
whatever is happening in my brain.
Yeah, like, fused together. I just said for us, location-wise, that was the closest school that we
Mhm.
in the Atlanta area have a school shooting, but for you, I didn't think about that, like, the similarities of the circumstance being right there. Like,
Yeah,
it does must have walked side by side with all of that. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, and my therapist was involved with that at some level, so, like, she whatever,
Mm.
she stopped taking gun violence victims.
She
Um,
I'm done. I'm done. Yeah.
so the morning of was just a typical, like, I think it was our first night out since we'd gotten back after jet lag. We'd kind of been grumpy just because we were so tired. Like getting back from vacation
Yeah.
and trying to get back on routine sucks. I was
Catching up
starting a new job. I started the
on
new job Monday. So I was like stressed, exhausted,
uh-huh. Yeah.
just all of the things that I think most people go through.
Yeah.
And but Jason Momoa was in town doing like one of his
Oh, I
liquor.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember that. I was gonna go there, but then, 'cause, it's Jason Momoa. And then my sister,
While
yeah.
we were there, I remember my friend, I had posted about it and she's like, "Is that a good enough reason to skip Bible study?" And I'm like, "And
Yeah.
God will be there next week." Like,
God made him the way he is.
yeah. So, we get down there, we're late for everything, so we miss him completely. But we ended up going to the Mexican restaurant or the tapas place. Why can't I think of it? Downtown, and we get our normal things. He gets the salmon, I get the Mexican Caesar. We split a bottle of wine. And we had a wedding Friday that we needed fancy dresses for.
Mhm.
So we were going to go shopping, but I was like, ugh, it's late. Like, we're
Yeah.
out. Let's just enjoy the night. And so we did. So we like went to Truck and Tap, and then um, the Speakeasy was having live band karaoke. I'm forgetting all of these
I
places.
know. Mercantile? No. No.
No, it's not
Um,
Mercantile.
no, I'm think the speakeasy that's next to the hotel. Oh my god, I can't think of the name either, but yes, I know where you mean. On the
Widow Brain. I
I
think
know.
I know these places. I know all of these
I,
places
like, see
very
the
well.
yeah, I know
You
what you
know,
mean.
and like we've probably been downtown Alpharetta hundreds of times.
Mhm,
Hundreds.
mhm.
I probably walked that crosswalk hundreds, if not more
Yeah,
times
yeah.
in 10 years, right? It was our thing to do. We were empty nesters. We loved going out. And so we did live band karaoke and I signed up because
Mhm.
who cares, right?
Right. Mhm. Amazing.
And we're dancing the night away and like we're like ready to go. It's starting to get like towards the end of the night. And my song comes. I'm like, all right, I'm up next and then we'll go.
Yeah.
So I go and um I sing Say It Ain't So by Weezer. And I'm
Mhm.
here, I can't sing, you guys. Like I just can't. I like to pretend I do.
Uh-huh.
I'm jealous of people who can do it.
Uh-huh.
And I get off and was like, you're so amazing. I just love you so much.
My
And was
god.
just like obsessed.
Again,
I don't.
biggest cheerleader. Mhm. You're like, "You're
um
awesome."
yeah. Ugh. So yeah, we were headed home and you have to cross Main Street to get to where our car was. Um and a motorcyclist had like run through the intersection while we were in the crosswalk,
Mhm.
split us, kind of running us down. We had the right of way. And then I think Justin thought he had hit me.
Mhm.
I don't know. He's dead. I can't ask.
Can
I know.
ask it. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Um, and then the guy turned around and had a firearm, and Justin ultimately was shot 6 times. Um, I remember like running over there and um, looking him in the face, like, you're going to be fine. Like, to me, I was in such shock
Yeah.
that it was never, he wasn't going to make it. Like,
Yeah.
truly, in my mind, I was like, he's got a liver laugh. Like, he'll need surgery. He'll be fine. Like,
Mhm.
we'll figure it out. He'll be out of work for a few weeks. Um, and then he started kind of choking, and I won't get too graphic, but I was asked to leave basically the scene. And I just remember telling him, I love you. Stay with me. You're going to be okay. You're okay. And him looking me in the eyes and then trying to keep him awake. And then people started coming in to
Mhm.
administer first aid. Um, at that point, I left the scene. I had to call someone to come pick me up, which was
Mhm.
crazy. I think
Yeah.
that I didn't get a ride from something.
Yeah.
But my neighbors came, like, they were in disbelief, and it felt like hours to me that we were in that little room in the ER, that
Mhm.
consultation room that they put families in, and I was making calls, um, trying to call my best friends, my dad, like, I had them pick me up cigarettes, like, I was like,
Yeah.
I was just,
Yeah.
um I remember I walked back to in and my friend, she was in her bathrobe, she had a bonnet on, and she was on the ground on the floor just weeping.
Mhm.
And I was like, he's dead. And that's the moment I knew the doctors had mistaken her for me as the wife.
Oh my god.
So they told them. And
Oh my
so as the doctors were coming out, I saw her on the ground, and then I was like, "What?"
Oh my
And they,
god.
like, they go through this fuel of, "We did everything in our powers, but the injuries," and I was like, "Is he dead?" I was just so.
Yeah.
And the doctor said yes. And I don't know if he had veneers, but he had, like, a smile on his face. I can still remember when he was telling me this, and it
Mhm.
enraged me.
Mhm.
And then I just sat there, and I was like, I don't even know if I could process the information at that point. I
No.
told my dad to get on a flight, told him, like, "Don't tell people what's going on." Like, I don't I still don't talk details on it because, there's still stuff going on. But, um, yeah, I just I asked for, a chaplain to come pray. I couldn't see his body because it was evidence,
Oh my god.
and, um, we thought the detectives were coming back. None of that happened, and so by, like, 2:30, we finally left. He was pronounced dead at 11:41, so we sat there for, like, 2 hours unnecessarily.
Wow.
Um, they bring me home, have a drink.
Mhm.
And I was like, "They have kids." I'm like, "Go take care of kids." Like, they have to get up for school. Like, I'm fine. I have my dog. And I just sat on my porch in the dark, and then my kids. I have one in New York. I have
Mhm.
one 4 hours away in Statesboro. This shit's gonna hit the news,
Yeah.
and I have to tell my kids. I think that was probably the last sensical thing I did
Mhm.
for probably a year. I refused to tell my kids in the middle of the night when they had no resources available to them, and I think if that's one lesson, I had people tell me I should have called them. No. Like, no one needs to hear the worst news of their life while they're by themselves and can't reach someone because it's at 3 o'clock in the morning. No one
Yeah.
needs to do that. Like, he will still not be here tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Yeah. And they're not
Right.
watching news in the meantime. Yeah.
So, quickly got a hold of Tinley's friends, informed them, I need you to get to her.
Oh,
We
wow.
need a plan. 'Cause I have to share this, and she can't be alone.
That was, very how you even thought to think that through
I
beforehand.
don't know. I didn't have his phone. The way I went about it
Mhm.
wasn't sensical because I could have made it so much easier on myself, but
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
got a hold of her mom. We called her together.
Oh, wow. Also freaking brilliant. How the hell did you think of these things during that?
Last common sense thing I did.
Wow.
Um, and then the news broke it, 5:30 news. Um, couldn't get to my son in time.
Oh,
His baseball coach from, like, middle school told all the players to reach out.
oh my god.
The police said they weren't gonna release his name. The news media did it anyway because there's some stupid legislation that makes that possible.
Wow.
So, some kid texted my son, "Sorry about your loss," and he thought it was about a breakup,
Oh my god.
and then he's like, "No, about your dad," and Hayden's like, "What?"
Oh my god.
Um, Crazy. I had people on the way to, because I didn't want him driving home.
No.
So I had adults going to pick him up.
Mhm.
Um, they were still on the way. It just he had to deal with that a little bit.
Mhm.
And then I had reporters at my house by 9 a.m.
Oh my god.
And thankfully, like, the people in my tribe showed up immediately.
Thank
I
God.
called the one friend to go pick him up.
Mhm.
They were in New York, but changed their flight to come back early. So someone else was going to pick Hayden up. She called another friend. That friend came over. She like stopped media from coming. Like,
Mhm.
what are you doing? Right? Stop coming here. She is grieving. Like, why are you here?
In shock.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I was trash. At that point, I hadn't slept.
Yeah.
And then like my really core group of friends were all there by like 9, 10 o'clock
Yeah.
after getting kids off to school and different things. And I was just I was done at that point. I was worthless to everybody, including my own children, unfortunately. I think that last act of service to get them set up to where they didn't have to be alone.
Yeah.
And then my brain, my body, my heart just completely shattered and I was
Mhm.
useless. And I always say if I write a book about this, it's going to be like how to survive homicide because you can't do it alone.
No,
Um,
I can't
you know,
imagine.
I don't think you can grieve a loss of a spouse alone. I just don't think it's possible. And so the days when I had a group,
Mhm.
you know, I guess I go back to that first night because this also, like, I think people do this and it's so overwhelming where they just bum rush a house, right?
Mhm.
I had already probably 15 people in my house, my son home, um, and then like my small group came. And I thought one person was bringing lasagna, but the whole group came.
Yeah.
With like
Oh.
16 people additionally. So I like at some point, sorry, it's my dog. At one point I had like 40, 50 people in my house
Oh
the
my God.
next day. Are you fine? Um, and so, like I had to leave. The news of their arrest came out of, the suspect and people were talking about it. And I just went to my backyard. I think I threw a glass of champagne and just sat on my patio with my dog, just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then I went in, I made everyone drink with me. Like he would want us to party.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was, having boundaries for yourself is really hard when you're in that state.
Yeah. Well, because you don't even know what you need. And that's a normal expected that's all right. A normal expected like in John's case. He was sick. We watched him fade away, but in a completely unexpected, immediate circumstance. How do you fucking know what you need? You don't even know.
No.
You don't.
No, and I probably didn't sleep. I don't know about you. I'm sure it's a pretty common one, but it was probably 4 days before I slept.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, and just being able to function. It's so funny. I remember, like, thinking about the booze. I remember my good friends showed up with a whole box of booze and, like, put it down, and then I had a friend when her son died, I they still laugh about it because I literally brought a case of La Marca and 2 watermelons. I was like, everybody just brings casseroles, and I
Mhm.
remember just craving, like, fruit. I just wanted
Oh,
some fruit, and so I'm like, "Here's some watermelons and some bubbles." And they're like, "That's the best thing anybody's ever brought here." I was like,
yeah.
"Okay, then good, then my work is done." But yeah, you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know. Like, I was lucky to shower. I did that because I was chain smoking at that point. I was just,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
um, bubbles helped. Like,
Mhm.
my dad was there, and he's also a widow, right? Like, my
Yeah.
mom died 3 months before, so we're
Right.
just widowing it out together.
We're doing it together. Yeah, and then yeah, your mom has just passed too.
And so I'd be up by like 5, and he just poured me champagne because it was like that's the only thing getting me
Yeah.
by. I
Survival.
couldn't function otherwise. I wanted to die. Um, and it took like a week to get the body released. I remember I had to go give a statement and I came back with a manila envelope of everything left of him.
And do you just like I can't even imagine I truly can't. Like, you're happily leaving, like, had a fun night out, you're walking across the freaking street, and I'm sure that I'm sure that it's very common with gun violence. Is like, how what just happened? Like, how is this my reality? Like, and then you think like, the timing of it all, like, what if you went shopping for dressy clothes instead? What if you didn't have your song come on? Like, all the things, that's gotta just spin through your mind of, like, "What the fuck just
Yeah.
happened?"
I mean, so frequently, and that's a lot of the healing I've had to do because there's a
Mhm.
lot of blame of things
I'm
that I could
sure. Which
change.
which there's which, obviously, there's no one to blame except one person in
Yeah.
this. But I think that's a very human reaction,
Yeah.
is
I
blaming any kind of blame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, in Italy, we heard that Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga song "Die
Ah,
with a Smile," and
mhm.
this man sang it to me like 200 times before he died.
Oh my god.
Um, and it's like, if the world is ending, I wanna be next to you when the party is over, and, um, when the party is I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. And the guilt I feel that I left the scene and left him alone to die eats at me
Mm, I can
every
see.
day.
Yeah.
And I mean, the police were telling me what to do.
Yeah.
I was in shock. Like, I try to find forgiveness and grace for myself, but the one
Yeah.
thing he wanted was me next to him, and I
Yeah.
left him.
Mhm.
And I should have fought harder, maybe. Um,
Yeah, I can totally see how you would feel that way too, but again, you're gonna do what the police are telling you to do, you're not
right.
gonna, yeah, like, get out of the way, somebody can help him, somebody can save him, yeah, there's so many things you can't even, your brain's not working, you're out, it's
No,
gotta be like an out of body experience, like,
it is.
oh,
It's true. Even looking back on it, to like, there's moments I don't remember and moments I'm just like
yeah.
running over and over and
Mhm.
over again. And I think that's what's been really difficult. Like, I think besides the fact that it was sudden, I was there.
Yeah.
I survived a shooting, and
Mhm.
like, what's that impact on my life?
Mhm.
Never mind the fact that our kids' lives are forever changed, our families'
Right.
lives are forever changed, friends, he's gone. But like, what's that look like for me?
Mhm.
And I like question, is this grief? Is this PTSD? Is this, like menopause? Like, what's wrong with me today?
Yeah.
And um, it's just such an interesting journey. 'Cause you think you're supposed to feel one thing and you feel something totally different. I spent the better part of that year trying to hold on to a life I no longer have. And I
Mhm.
think it almost killed me.
Yeah. Do you
I
Yeah, how deep do you wanna go into that?
I've been pretty honest in like my
Mhm.
journey. Honestly, sometimes when things get really hard, it gets worse, right? I think there's different milestones. Um, the first 6 months, I wasn't left alone. Maybe not quite. Maybe like till January. I
Yeah.
had someone flying in to stay with me. I was drinking a ton, round the clock, basically.
Mhm.
We had court dates and, different things happening. And so it was always just like the state of like
Yeah.
what's happening next. And
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I didn't even think about that either because it's not like, okay, like a normal situation where it's horrible, you have this situation, you have the funeral, and then, like, that's the closure, and then you work toward moving on. You're still not at a closure, and it's
no,
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super frustrating. I go to a courtroom and he's in the courtroom and the pew next to me or bench behind me with
Yeah.
his family, which I think frustrates the crap out of me.
Mhm.
Um, he's out on bond, so he's sitting at grandma's house and
Oh my god.
living his best life.
Mhm.
And I'm suffering. My kids are suffering. Like we don't get to just chill. Like we're fighting a battle every single day, and I don't think it's fair.
It's not fair.
Um,
It's not.
Justice
I
system, but
it yeah, and that's something people don't think about either, and that's I really wanna get into your journey, but, I when you posted the, homicide, like, this is how fucked up it is that there has to be a homicide awareness freaking what was it, a day, a week, a month, I don't know. Whatever it is, why, it tells you. That's insane, but the statistics in that, which I took picture of it because I was shocked and I wanted to make sure I got it right. But the well, every 32 minutes, every 32 minutes, someone is lost to homicide, and with the average, it's just mind boggling. With an average of 10 surviving family members per victim, 13,000 homicides a year. That leaves 130,000 new survivors dealing with what you're dealing with. And when you think about the ripple of that within the family system, but within the community system, within humanity, that's
yeah.
crazy to think about the ripple effect of the damage left behind.
Yeah, and I think about that night too. Like it wasn't just the family. Like
Mhm.
restaurants were closing. So our favorite bartender was out there. Like
Yeah.
the manager at the Standard was out there providing aid. Like all these people are now like
Have their
victims of
own
gun violence because they survived
right.
it too, right? Like it just is constant. And I think about these kids, like how are they functioning? Like how do our children function? I can't.
Yeah.
We're 18 months later and I'm still struggling every day. I'm better. I've
Right.
done a shit ton of work, but
Right.
I also have two therapists, a psychiatrist.
Right.
I do
Well, and then you
somatic
think
work. I have
about
a life coach. Like,
yeah, like the people out there who don't even have access to those resources and they're
no,
just like trying to survive too. I mean, it's just crazy when you think about it and you oh god, it's crazy. And I think um that's something that is just speaks to how impressed I am with you because I mean, I've only gotten to be witness to a small part of your story and it's just um what you've done, you went to the depths of hell and you've really been clawing yourself out of it really I think strategically and with grace but and with transparency that I know helps so many people and uh just taking a really tragic, horrific experience and sharing it in a very, very brutally honest way, but in a way that raises the awareness so much of what so many people go through and nobody talks about. No,
nobody talks about
nobody talks about it.
no.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're, in survival mode,
Hmm.
in full survival mode.
Yeah. Um, like I would say this happened September 11th, 2024. So I
Mhm.
don't think I put that out there. His
Okay.
birthday is November 22nd, like 2 months away.
Mm.
And you have Thanksgiving, then you have Christmas.
Yes. All
And,
those things. Hmm.
the first came
All
really fast for some of those, right? Um, Celebrated his birthday, realized he'll never be more than 46. Like he'll never pass that.
yeah,
Never pass that.
it's insane. Hmm.
It infuriates me. I remember during one of the cases, like the defense attorney was like, "Oh, he turned 23 in jail or 22 in jail." I'm like, Well, lucky him that he got
Yeah,
to turn 22.
yeah. He
My
still got another
girlfriend
birthday.
didn't.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah, I would've that would've been hard to hear. Mm.
Sure.
That's
Um,
one fiery side of me, I woulda needed my husband for the voice of reason on that. Like, go kill both of them right now." Mhm.
yeah. And so like I did a big birthday bash. We laid flowers. Like every week I was laying flowers and then every month.
Mhm.
I really just lost it, honestly. But before that, like for Christmas, I took our kids on a nice trip
Mhm.
with my family. We met up with them. We went snowboarding and skiing to like kind of celebrate a piece of him
Mhm.
and just do not Christmas. Like there was just no way we're doing Christmas.
Yeah.
There was no way. Um and I think that was helpful. I think the first time I realized I had PTSD was New Year's Eve
Oh.
in Austria and
Uh-huh.
fireworks went off and I ran so fast back to the hotel bar and took like three shots
Wow.
immediately because I was like, I'm getting
Oh
shot
my
at. And I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's something new. There's
Yeah.
another little memento of the night.
Yeah, I love that for my addition to my life.
Oh my god.
40 and PTSD, holla.
Yeah.
And then, you know, stuff went back to normal. I went back to work. I tried, really
Mhm.
tried. But I'd been on the job very little, and now I'm learning a new job with the widow brain, with
Yeah.
PTSD, with the grief. Like I did the best I could. I really, really tried. I continued therapy. They were super supportive of that. Did personal training because that's like the only thing. Like move your body. If I can say anything, move your fucking body. Like
Yeah.
that is the best thing for my brain. And I am like really adamant about it today. But I committed to like 2 walks with my dog, go run with him, and then I'd train a
Wow.
couple days a week. And like
That's
even when I was at my worst, that was like the only thing that made the difference. I'd go
yeah.
to Lifetime and sit in the hot tub with giant glasses on and cry my eyes out.
Mhm.
And they all knew because Alfred is small.
Yeah.
And so it's like, whatever, like, this is
Yeah.
what I'm doing to like get by today. Okay. Like, I can't today. And, I'd go to work and have panic attacks. I'd get on camera and all of a sudden, like, something would happen. I'd be gone. Like, I just couldn't
Wow.
handle it. Um, I did, unfortunately, there was some self harm
Mhm.
that occurred, I think, only a couple times, but like Valentine's Day was really hard. My dad, sweetest man ever, came out, gave me my normal Valentine's. Like, he'd always get me a giant cookie cake. And
Mhm.
like, there's history behind that. But so my dad made me a cookie cake and like we laid flowers and he also moved Justin's clothes out of my closet that day. So it was like, oof, like
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
ready. Um, and then, you know, I felt better for a minute,
Mhm.
went to therapy, and then I had the embarrassment of like the scars, right, that I had to kind of deal with. And then I worked, I tried, but I was drinking a lot too because
Mhm.
I couldn't sleep. Like,
Yeah.
sleep was not happening for me. I'd have nightmares. I would ruminate.
Yeah.
I'm playing the tapes over and over and over and over and over again. And it was the only thing that could help me sleep.
Mhm.
And it's hard to like function fully.
Yeah.
Um, and then it got too bad. My symptoms of PTSD got too severe. Like, I was constantly sick.
Oh, wow.
Um, Not sleeping. I was having panic attacks on the regular,
Mm.
um, nightmares, rumination, self-harm ideation. Like it was
Yeah.
bad and I had to stop working. And then the anniversary, and I numbed the shit out of myself on the 1 year anniversary. I partied like it was 1999 and I had already made the decision to go to treatment that day. Because I knew, like, I was going out to bars till 3. I spent months buying shots for the bar. Every
Wow.
Wednesday, shots at 11:41 for the entire bar because we're gonna fucking remember his name,
Uh-huh.
and not great. like, I was not great.
Yeah.
I was very much survival mode.
Yeah.
Um, and my therapist worked really closely. We added in the psychiatrist, like, we were
Mhm.
trying, but it came
Yeah.
to a point, like, that night of the anniversary, I self-harmed pretty significantly too. And it was time. Like, I needed help.
Mhm.
And, that's kind of another big thing for me is, like, nobody can do this alone.
Yeah.
And I think really me trying to hold on to the life that I had was killing me.
Mhm.
And I couldn't accept the fact that he was gone. I couldn't accept the fact that he was murdered. I couldn't accept that we were victims of gun violence. I couldn't accept that I'm a widow. I'm alone. I don't get to grow old with him. He doesn't get to be a granddad. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? We were just empty nesters. We were supposed to do
Yeah.
all the travel. Like, we'd just gotten back from Italy. We were so excited to, like, keep doing it. It was just fucking stolen from me.
Yeah. All
And,
the plans. Yeah. That's
best
so much to
decision.
wrap your brain around too, all those different layers of all of it. Like, it's so much. And that speaks volumes to the fact that all those systems that you had in place, you were really, really, really trying, and it still wasn't enough. Like, you really like, all of those things just shows how very damaging it is. This level of grief, the grief and loss is just so, like, it's almost like it's like every ounce of you, all of your pores, all of your cells, like, on the
Yeah.
cellular level.
Yeah. And you can't compare losses. We talked a little bit about that before, like how different widows lose. Like, it sucks,
Mhm.
period.
Yeah.
And even I go back to, like, losing my mom. Like, I watched her take her final breaths too.
Mhm.
And it was awful, but there was a piece of me that was grateful that she was out of suffering, right?
Right.
I'm not grateful.
No.
Still
There's
not
nothing
grateful,
you can't find a positive in that. You can't.
and it's just not okay.
Yeah.
And, like, the way the kids lost it, like, I can't relate to how they feel. And I wish I could have done better to support them through that loss, but I couldn't. Like, I did everything I could
Yeah.
to the best of my ability until I got the support I needed to, like, actually get through this loss. And,
Yeah.
like, I didn't spend a year processing it. I spent a year, like, surviving. Like, it was
Survive.
everything. Like, my therapist was texting me every night, every morning. Like, it was rough.
Mhm.
And I tried, but I, like, wasn't giving up. Like, I was fighting and
Yeah.
fighting and fighting. It was just like, is this forever? Um, and so when I went to a treatment center in Florida, and
Mhm.
they specialize in trauma. And so they really were equipped for that aspect. Like, I really had to deal with that before I could even grieve,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like, um, it lives in your body, like,
Yeah.
in your shoulders. And I think probably even just your normal widow, like,
Mhm.
that grief lives in your body and you have to release it. Otherwise, it just stores in there. And so they did things like breath work and yoga and personal training and um, yoga nidra to try to, like, regulate your nervous system.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I tell you what, I'll do breath work and it looks like I'm having a seizure because my body has so much in there that it will just shake.
Oh.
And I just jump and jump and jump and jump and jump until it all releases. Sound baths. And
Mhm.
I never believed in that stuff. I think you should try it. It's incredible. Like, it truly
I
is, like,
totally believe
life
all that
changing.
stuff, so yeah, I love it.
Truly
Yeah.
changing.
Mhm.
Um, and then a lot of therapy. Like, I wrote Justin a letter
Mhm.
and I wrote one from him of what I think he'd say to me today
Oh,
after I lost him.
yeah.
And it's really like the keep going. Like, I know it hurts, but the kids need you. You have the strength, like, all of the things he loved about me. Like, what would he tell me? And I get to hold that in my heart and know. And just hearing his voice in that letter like, I still have it, just brings me so much comfort, because it's what I needed to hear, and I think sometimes we know what we need to hear.
Mm.
Like, I think other people try,
Yeah,
but, like, no one gets it like your partner gets it or gets you, and so hearing his voice through that letter
I love
brought
that.
so much comfort.
Mhm.
Wrote one to my kids about how I felt like a failure for them. Like, I'm so grateful they had other support because I couldn't, but
Mhm.
man, I wish I could have been better.
Yeah.
And, I stayed a long time. I stayed 4 months. Originally, I was going for 30 days, and then that turned into 60. And turns out homicide's kind of a big deal and murder. And when I first got there, I couldn't even talk about it. I would just laugh about it. Like, my dark
Yeah.
humor is so aggressive. And
Mhm.
I just like, yeah, my husband was murdered. And
Yeah.
that's all I could say. And they like didn't shy away from it because they knew that's the only way I could process, like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't believe this happened. So I was telling everybody this happened just so my
Mhm.
brain could process the fact that this fucking thing happened in my
Yeah.
life.
Like, if you say it enough times, you
Right.
can yeah, finally believe it or whatever. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. And I still struggle today. Like,
Mm.
I got out of there in January and I'm like, I can't go home.
Mm.
I can't. I can't go back to that house.
Yeah.
I can't go back to that city. In November, I was in there and his work lumen raised money to put a bench in downtown Alpharetta, right on the town green. And so it's right where the music is and the kids are playing and the Christmases and he loved all that stuff.
All the things he loved.
I couldn't be there.
Mm.
As much as I wanted to be there to honor him, I did it with the vigils and those things broke me. Like I truly like had to be like, I'll give a speech from here, but it's not okay for me to return right
Yeah.
now. Um,
That is, again, mad impressive that you tuned enough to know that you couldn't do it, and then brave enough to say you couldn't do it and stick with it.
but that took time because I tell you what, about a week after he died, they did a vigil
Uh-huh.
and I had to pull myself out of my house to go show up for a vigil. And I'm grateful they did it. Like I think it's beautiful that they honored him, but I was such a disaster. And going back to the site
Uh-huh.
and showing I mean, I looked crazy. I was just swollen and
Yeah.
gross and um but I think at that time I wasn't strong enough to say what I wanted. Like there was so much that happened that I was like, okay. But it's all I could do. Like I couldn't do it, so I needed my people to do it and they
Mhm.
did, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Um but now like I have enough strength to be like I can't do that. And I have a team. Like let's be real. Like I am not doing this alone still.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so far from being alone.
Uh-huh.
Uh
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
good.
I use my team to like see where I'm at, what's gonna work, if this is a
Mhm.
good decision, am I ready for this? And I trust my team to like
Mhm.
know because they've been with me. I mean, my therapist's been with since day 4. Like
Wow.
we've been in the trenches together
Yeah.
and you know, and she's guided every therapist I've had at the residential, my new therapist here in Florida.
Like your
Um,
point person.
yeah. So
I
when I
love
moved down here, I wanted 3 things. I wanted the beach, the sun, and my dog, because I
it.
couldn't
Mhm.
have my dog in treatment, and he was boarded up for 4 months, which was
Oh, wow.
awful.
Yeah.
And I got them all, and so, like, I got down here I don't know very many people. Um, I've stayed sober because I think with the symptoms that I was experiencing and what's happening in my mind, I did so much work on trying to rewire my mind, and
Uh-huh.
I still do. I do EMDR. Um, that's been life changing. I recommend
Yeah.
EMDR too if you have
I
the
was talking to
resources.
you earlier about, my cousin Leah, who was on a previous episode. She is a huge proponent of that, EMDR. Huge
Yeah,
proponent.
it's
Yeah.
huge. It really. um, really helps, like, make
Mhm.
it so it's not a level 10 all the time,
Yeah,
you know? Because
yeah,
I was in a state of level 10 all of the time.
yeah. That makes sense, and it makes sense, like, what you said too, like, if you have a it is, all loss is hard, and the comparisons of which is worse, who knows, but I think one important thing that you pointed out is when you have a traumatic loss, those are 2 different things that you're trying to heal from,
Yeah.
the trauma and the grief. They're 2 different items, 2 different experiences. Yeah, they're there because of one
Mhm.
another, but you do those are different, different I don't know how to say that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
thought of it that way, that you can't even get to the grief until you heal or at least work with the trauma,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and, still, like, there's days where I'm really numb and,
Mm,
um, disassociate it from myself, like,
mhm.
distract myself a lot. Like, it's crazy what we do to, like, protect ourselves from
Yes.
because you have to be in this place where you feel safe to
Mhm.
feel,
Yeah,
right? Like, I can't let my feelings get too high because then it's not safe for me.
yeah, that makes sense.
So I have to, like, be very mindful of
Mm,
that and trying to stay present, um, every day is, like,
mhm.
what I can do, and today my routine, like, I still can't work, like,
Yeah.
this is hard for me.
Well, you are
Um,
working. You're working on healing.
healing. Yeah.
And it's a full-time
Um,
job right now, and that's what's
yeah.
number 1. You can't be effective in anything else until
No.
you can effectively
No.
live in a place of healing.
Yeah, and it's been 18 months, and gosh, um I wish it was over. I wish but it's just not. Sorry, my computer's not charging.
Mm,
But, um, I feel like that's been long enough, and it's just not. Like, people it's just not. And so, um, I just really, like, day to day, I don't sleep very
mhm,
well still. I take medication to help me sleep. I'm up pretty early. I work out a lot. Right now, I'm really focused on that because it does so much for my mental health.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, like I said, me- working out, my personal trainer and my therapist are like my two favorite people because
Mhm.
that's like what does it for me.
Yeah.
I have two therapists that I meet with every week. Um, yeah, and then I'm just trying to like figure it out, like, try
Ye
new things. Pickleball is kind of a new one I've tried. Just
Mhm.
figuring out who my identity is outside of him because we were so entwined.
Yeah. That's another big thing that you don't think about necessarily is who am I after this loss? You know, it's
Yep.
like redefining your identity, redefining yeah. That's 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 a really I actually I'm, like, distracted right now by that because I actually wrote an article already that I'm gonna put on my Substack that's exactly about that,
Yeah.
because your identity has changed, and, like, who
It's
am I now?
because I yeah, so, I think it's really hard to think about having to live and still have pain for a period of time. I think
Mhm,
that's a frustrating part for me
mhm.
because I feel like I've been hurt long enough and I don't wanna live the rest of my life out
Yeah,
sad and lonely but it's a process. Like, I just have to trust the process and trust my team with that.
yeah,
Um, and just take steps every day.
yeah. I think that's a
That
really important point because you know, especially when you are working so hard at it like you are, you're like, "Why can't I just get there now?" I would be the same way. Like, "Why can't like, I've done it, like, let's get on with this." But, yeah, that's just not something that you can rush through. It's gonna be what it is because, obviously, it's never gonna fully go away. The grief
no.
is always gonna be there. It's just gonna become more manageable and not so in your face, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows when it's when it's going to hit. And you just, but you get the tools to manage it when it does hit as it becomes, someone in our group actually wrote about this one time on Facebook, um, in the Widows Who Wine group. And I loved what she wrote because she described it as like waves of an ocean. And I think I've
Mhm.
talked about this on podcast before, but I just love it because it's a beautiful visual that, like, in the immediate aftermath, it's like you're in a storm and you're at the ocean. It's like the waves are like crash, 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 crash. They're big and like violent, and they're just crashing down on you. And as you start healing and really able to manage the grief, and you know you just get the tools, the
Yeah.
the waves still come, but maybe they're not quite as big, and maybe they're spread out a little more, and they sort of, you got a little time to breathe in between each wave that hits. And
Mhm.
I just love that visual because it's so true. And I think that it's not necessarily true if you're not doing the work to heal.
Yeah.
If everybody, that whole time heals all wounds, I don't believe that. You have to
Yeah.
do the work, and then time will help you get to a place while you're working on it to
Yeah.
become more healed.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't know that it heals it, I think it changes it. Um, and I like the waves too because, like, truly, and I don't think I'm unique in this either, I think that those first waves that are
Mhm.
crash, crash, you feel like you're drowning and you'll never make it. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think I could do this. I really,
Mhm.
really, really didn't think I could live life anymore.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot in widows and widowers, like, just like, how do you do this? And
Mhm.
it one step, one walk, one bite of food, like,
Yeah.
you can't eat the whole elephant. Like, you're taking one bite at a time. And that's like, someone told me that this morning because I'm a little frustrated with like, my next
Yeah.
steps. Like, I just want it, but I just have to be
Yeah.
patient and like do one little thing, you know? And right now, it's going to the gym, it's going to therapy twice a week. I'm living kind of in a sober living environment where I have support and med management so I can make sure I'm taking my medications and, you know, a really great group, like just supporting me still. Like I'm not out there on a raft by myself. I don't think I would have made it that way. Um,
Right. Right. And again, so brilliant that you recognize that and then have done the hard work to even get to
yeah,
where you are now, and doing the hard things like moving to a different state and, being, just in an environment that fully supports what you need right now. It's
yeah,
very brave. It's
yeah.
very
Thank
brave.
you.
And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to share your story, your journey, um, just all of it. I've always been very impressed by you from the very first day we met, like you showing up for your first Widows Who Wine thing. That was
So
very
scary.
brave.
It was so scary. And it
So
is.
proud of you know, yeah. Go
Healing
ahead.
is scary and hard. It isn't
Yeah.
pretty. Like it's not a pretty process.
Well,
It's
yeah,
really
because you
not.
don't even know what's gonna be on the other side of it, and that's intimidating and scary too.
Yeah,
So,
it's very scary. But it does get better a little bit with time
yeah, with
and work.
time and work and a
And move
lot of
your
work.
body.
Yes.
Move your
Yeah.
body.
I love that because it's really easy to get lost in it and just sit on the couch in your pajamas and, you know, watch sad shows. Or I got obsessed with true crime documentaries for a little while because I was always like, well, their life is worse than mine. So I'll just focus on that, you know,
Yep.
whatever your
No, I
own
get it. Yep. Grey's
is.
Anatomy over
Yeah.
here.
Yep. Like, for real. So yeah, it's really easy to get lost in that. So, um, again, I mean, it's just impressive what you've done and just
Thank
finding.
you.
I would love to. You'll have to send me the links to the facility if it's appropriate, to any
Yeah.
kind of resources that you found helpful. I can include them in the
Love
show
to.
notes for anybody to check them out if they need them. Um, yeah, even like the EMDR, like I love that stuff. Any of the stuff that especially things don't people don't necessarily know about that really are
Yeah.
life changing.
No, it is. It truly is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to send you the links and
Mhm.
Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that no, I think that's most everything. Like the process for me, as you talked about, there's no closure yet, right? So that is a 3 to 5 year
Right.
process. 18 months in,
I bet.
yeah, it's a it's
Wha
a it's a doozy. So,
Yeah.
I get frustrated, but then I think maybe it's not time yet because I'm not strong enough yet. Like
Mhm.
maybe I need to be stronger to be able to handle that, right?
Deal with whatever comes of it. Yeah.
And I don't believe everything happens for a reason, but I just try to not focus on the future too far, the past
Mhm.
too much. I still have a hard time recollecting memories. Like it's painful to
Yeah.
pull those, and it takes time to like go back to the happy times and not break.
Mhm.
Um, but I stay in the pool, floating,
Mhm.
floating with
Floating. Yeah,
them. Yeah.
that. This is I'm like keep debating about whether or not to bring this up, but it's done really well. I don't know if you've watched the show, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for you right now, but The Madison. Have you seen that or heard of it? It's a not really a spin-off of Yellowstone, but the same guy, Taylor Sheridan. I just finished it last night, and it's Michelle Pfeiffer is the main
Oh,
character, and Kurt Russell is her husband, and he dies in a plane crash, and, um, and it's only 6 episodes, and they've just done it so well. Like, I watched the last episode last night, and I was literally, like, bawling on my couch, and I feel compelled to go watch it again because so much of it was so it covers so much of what you talked about right now, like the memorials that are done for other people and not necessarily for the person, and all of the ways that you're like all of this stuff is like in your face and how you um eh, it's covered so much of exactly what we've talked about in those 6. Michelle Pfeiffer has done a beautiful job of
oh,
the journey of a widow. It's
I love
really
that.
well done, but really hard to watch. Like the final episode, which was last night, there were like so many pieces of that I was just like, I kept texting, Lori Robinson. I kept texting her. I'm like, oh my God, like this is killing me, but it's so good. Like they did such a good job. Like even like one of the
Okay.
daughter was reacting like the same way. I mean, it's just they did a really good job with that. I really just wanna go watch the whole thing again and be able to be prepared for my emotions in it, and sit in it a little more, but it's just done really well. It's hard to watch, but it's
Well, I
done
was talking to
they did a
someone today about because I told them I was doing this. They went and listened to it and they were curious.
Mhm.
And they saw like life insurance and they're like, I just had no idea. Like I think being a widow in this phase of life, it's very much
Mm,
like menopause or perimenopause
yeah.
where nobody talks about it. You
They
don't
talks
know
about
what
it.
it's coming until you're in it and you're like, ah, fuck. Like, what did I
Yeah.
sign up for?
Yeah, and it's
Um,
insane. It's one of those things that, it's 12 million women in the United States alone are widows, and most women become widows because men just die sooner. Even if they live to be a ripe old age and go out of natural causes, they're still dying before most women. And
yeah.
it's again one of those things that we never talk about. There's not a lot of resources for us aside from grief groups. And, that's why I created Widows Who Whine, because I'm like, there's no expectation of going and living life after your loss. It's like, just sit in your grief because what are you going to do now?
I actually got told
I
to
don't know.
sit in my grief yesterday. It's too soon. I'm like, I don't want to sit on my
Oh,
couch every day and be sad. Like, I
yeah.
can't live my life that way. I can't.
Right,
I did
right.
that for a whole year and it almost took me out. Like, I have to be out. I
Exactly.
have to stay
Yeah,
busy. I have to
yeah.
live.
The other thing that's so fucked up because then you have all the people that think it's appropriate to share their opinion of how you should be or when it's appropriate for you to not be in your grief. Oh my god, don't get me started on all this. Okay.
I won't. I won't.
It
I
makes
won't get you
me in
started.
it makes me insane.
anything.
Well,
Yeah.
this has been amazing, and I would love to if there's any final thoughts or, it could be like what you wish people knew about Justin or what you wish people understood about gun violence or, what it's like for the family, anything that like a final thought or thoughts that you wish people knew. It's probably a million of them.
And, I mean, Justin was just the absolute best. He was loud and young at heart and kind, so generous to strangers, kids, um, his family. He was a rock for us all. And, gun violence took something so very special from not just us, but the community. He was a mentor for so many. Um, and, the unfortunate part is more and more it can happen to anyone
Mm,
on any day. Like, we don't know who's carrying. Um, it's just, you just have to be careful and just, we could have never imagined the hundreds of times we
no.
walked across that street that our night would end the way it did. Um, but, he always would say, make good choices. So our family motto was MGC.
Mm,
Um,
that. Love
our
that.
kids' friends, all of us just MGC. And I just
Mhm.
think, be kind to one another and just, you know, gun this will impact my kids forever, right? So even if we go and there's, let's say it goes to parole or life in prison, there's usually parole after a certain number of years. I'll be like 70 and it's going to be
Yeah,
on the responsibility of my kids to go and deal with this. Like it's
yeah.
just something that not only impacts now, but it's going to impact probably my grandkids and how they're
Mm.
raised and um, their kids. And, we
That's
have the
insane to
kids
think
of our,
about. Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
just trickle down is very far reaching for even our friends' kids who were young and this happened. And, they don't
yeah,
understand why. And unfortunately, like it happens too often. And, I'd love to see it change. I don't think we will, but, um, never take anything for granted. Dance when you can, sing. Like life is shorter than you expect.
yeah.
And you don't want to wait till something crazy happens for you to realize it. Like
Mhm.
take hold of that moment. Because I never thought we'd be that family.
Yeah. Sing
I hate it.
Weezer, karaoke. Mhm.
Yeah. Sing Weezer at karaoke,
Mm.
bad knee, take the trip, take the day off. Like going back to work was hard because I realized how much little things matter anymore. Like I don't know if
Yeah,
you have that experience, but it's like, who fucking cares? Who
yeah,
really like who fucking cares?
yeah. I
I
literally
don't.
this is kind of dumb, but I literally kind of got into a Facebook argument the other day, and I never do this, but it was one of those where I was like, "You're so ridiculous that and this person came back in my DMs and was like, "Really? You're gonna laugh like blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Yes, because what you're saying is so irrelevant to life in general. And I've had enough trauma and just shit in my life to realize how ridiculous you're being that yes, it's laughable that your life has so little going on that you find this to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I and then that was a block situation. I was like, I'm done with you. Like I'm done. And I never get triggered. I never go in like at all because it's not worth my time. But I was like, this is so outrageous. This is so outrageous that this has you so worked up and it's so irrelevant in life. So I couldn't help myself. Could have used my voice of reason for that.
You're like,
Probably. Like
just
I
walk
couldn't
and move
stop.
on.
No, I couldn't
Yeah,
stop
it
my
is. I mean, truly, like, I'm like, fuck it. I'm whatever. Like life is short. I'm just not willing to worry about those things
Mhm.
anymore.
Right, right, because you have perspective, real perspective,
Unfortunately. Right. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Well,
Well,
you're
thank you
amazing.
so
Doing
much.
amazing things, and, I'm so grateful to, have you on to share your story and just get to know Justin more, and, just from your posts, I've had such a good sense of who he is because 'cause you've done such a good job of sharing him with all of us and really keeping who he is alive, and that's amazing. And even in your darkest days, I think you've done such a good job with that, and you should be really proud of yourself, and I know that he's really proud of you. And, I love that I love that he wrote you a letter through your hand and that you have that, and I don't know. I know this is gonna help a lot of people because, as you said, there's so many people who suffer from a lot of different traumatic endings, but especially this particular kind is
Tough.
yeah, really un unbelievable and so unfreaking necessary. So it's
Yeah.
gotta make it that much more unbelievable. So,
I to be honest, I'm still processing it today.
yeah.
I still have days where I'm like, how the fuck am I in Delray, Florida?
Yeah. Well, how did I get here? What is
What
going on?
happened?
Yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much for letting me share a story. It's been an
Yeah.
honor to be on here. I've been looking forward to it.
I have too, and, I just adore you, and, um, yeah, I love you.
All right.
I love what you're
Love
doing.
you.
I'm so proud of you, and
Yeah,
I
I'll
know
keep
that
you guys
sounds
updated.
condescending, but, it's
Oh,
just you're you're impressive,
thank
and
you.
you're doing the hard work, and you're making a difference for
I
yourself
really
and
appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
Alright.
having me. All right. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll post all of the show notes and all of the links that you give me, and we will, yeah, help people however we can. Alright.
However we can. All right.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.